They come from across the world to Livermore, California, the best 13-year-old baseball players the world has to offer for the Intermediate World Series. 12 teams competing for the Little League World Series title. Day one has already had fast and furious action. Mexico 8-0 winners in their opener this morning. And then a dramatic comeback, 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th for Florida to take down the hosts from Bollinger Canyon. 2 wins in the books, 2 more still to come. And in our third game of the day, it's maybe the favorites from West Seoul, South Korea, taking on a team here for the first time ever from Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic. Jonathan Yardley watching this with you from Max Baer Park in Livermore, California. And if you've ever asked for a Cinderella story, well, you need somebody on the other side of the ledger, and that is West Seoul, South Korea, because Cinderella is certainly the Czech Republic. They weren't even supposed to win the national title. This is the first Prague Little League team to ever reach a Little League World Series. They were underdogs in the regional as well. From the Northwest region, the country split into 6 regions. And of course, you know the capital Prague, a long series of connecting flights to get the Czech crew here to Livermore. So we're ready to start. The Czech Republic, the champions of the Europe-Africa region in purple, the visiting team here. And it's Andrzej Kara, the shortstop, to lead it off. First pitch is a heater from Ji-hoon Park. As you see the Czech order 1-13, the first year of continuous batting order. Kara, Vanchura, and Jakim Fate started off for Northwest Czech Republic. And you can see Fate has a twin brother, and the extra hitters, most of them down near the bottom of the order. A couple of dual citizens, Czech Americans on here as well. We'll tell you about those. Right now we're marveling at the fastball from Ji-hoon Park, the Korean right-hander. Down on strikes here in the first with 3 straight fastballs away, and that glove is really popping. The description was simple. They said power pitcher, and we just saw that on the first batter. Goes to the Chadwick International School. And we'll see how both teams elect to use their pitchers. This is the first day of the tournament. 2 teams in each bracket have byes and don't play until tomorrow. So if you're one of the 8 teams playing today, how you handle your pitching staff is essential. Willem Vanchura, the number 2 hitter, stands in. Kara went down on strikes. And now Vanchura ahead in the count quickly. He is the captain, and they don't take that title lightly. And he's ahead in the count here. The coaching staff from the Czech Republic said in our national tournament we were maybe 1 skill level below the South Moravia Little League. Now it's just South Czech Republic team that always wins the Czech Championship. In the regionals, maybe we were 2 levels behind the Netherlands, the team from Kennemerland, who was here last year. They won both those tournaments coming through the elimination bracket. South Korea is the favorite. This is a 2-time world champion, 3-time international champion they're facing today. And Vanchura, 3-1, he could have had a walk, but was hacking away. You love the aggression. Now the count full. So this is another step up for sure. And I think if they weren't feeling it before, seeing this fastball will do it. All gas on the outside corner. 2 up, 2 down on strikeouts for the righty Ji-hoon Park. He's lived away, and after falling behind, Vanchura pumped it right past him. Working from that sideways starting point, and there we see the first breaking ball away to the opposing pitcher, Joachim Fate. Just underway, top of the first, the Czech Republic. Czech Republic has been here many times, but the northwest corner of the country, including the capital, Prague, has not. So this is a new stage for them. 2-0 to Joachim Fate. Called a strike by Mark Scott, the home plate umpire. Wayne Bonington, John Kowalik, John Budnick, the umpires on the bases this afternoon. I don't know if there's shoe polish on that glove or not, but it looks plenty hard coming out of the hand of Park. He's struck out 2. He goes for the first inning trifecta. 3 up, 3 down, all of them swinging. And West Seoul, South Korea has announced its presence with authority. They come to the plate next. Bottom of the first inning in Livermore, California. Third game of the Intermediate World Series. The Czech Republic and South Korea squaring off. And the team from West Seoul Little League in Korea, the defending international champions, comes to the plate for the first time. Won the 6-team Korean championship and won the Asia Pacific title as well, beating New Zealand, the Philippines, and Japan. Hosting that tournament in May. And yeah, they have quite a distance to go to get here. More than 5,600 miles, and they are always one of the contenders. Sung Hyun Ha, the second baseman, leads off for West Seoul. First pitch bunting back to Joachim Fate, throwing to brother Petter in time. And a good start for the Northwest Czech Little League. You could see the speed from Ha, but Fate able to make the play. This game started an hour 40 minutes late. You can see the West team from Hawaii is already here. Everybody's schedule a little different today thanks to the 9-inning game in Game 2. As the shortstop Min-Jun Lee stands in. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Joachim Fate. Here are the 13 hitters for West Seoul, South Korea. Again, if you're just joining us, continuous batting order. Everybody is in the batting order 100% of the time. And coaches can move you in the field pretty much wherever and whenever they want. So you see Ha already retired. Lee, Park, Yi, and Minhoo Kim, 1 through 5, really provide the pop for this team. And then you see some left-handed hitters stacked toward the bottom. It's one of the only teams I've seen, though, that uses its hitters who don't play positions in the middle of the order. Lee with good contact on the breaking ball has the first hit of the game and will retreat to first. That was the first look at Fate's curveball. And Min-Jun Lee is aboard. You could see he was fooled a little bit, but able to protect and get it into left field. So in the international bracket, it's 2 6-team brackets, international on one side, American on the other, with the winners playing a week from tonight for the championship. On the international side, Mexico, the team from Liga Mario Mendoza in Navajoa. First time a team from Sonora has been here. Looked very good. 8-0 win over Puerto Rico early. And West Seoul, South Korea trying to follow suit. as the pitcher, Ji-hoon Park, fouls that one off. This guy ought to be confident after striking out the side on 14 pitches, 13 of them fastballs in the first. Fate has a heater of his own to his twin brother, Petter, over there. They're easy to tell apart on the field because Joachim is a righty and Petter is a lefty. Slide step, and his control got away from him. It catches Park in the back. 2 on here in the bottom of the first. That is the book on Joachim Fate. He has the highest velocity of any Czech pitcher, but the control can be erratic. And so they use him here in the first against, again, what you typically expect to be the most polished team in the tournament. Mexico may give him a run for their money this year. This is Do-yeon Yi. He was waiting breaking ball, and he hits it into left. They're going to send the runner, and scoring easily is Lee. West Seoul, South Korea, out to a first inning lead. Thought they might throw him a first pitch curveball to get ahead, and Fate delivered it for a strike, but up in the hitting zone for Yi. And then the throw from Mondik in left drifted a little, and they never really had a chance to get the runner at the plate. So West Seoul out to a 1-0 lead here. Now the number 5 hitter, Min-Hoo Kim. Stands in from Osan City, which is south of Seoul. Now you see here, West Seoul Little League. That really encompasses the entire province of Gyeonggi, as similar to the Czech Republic, they divide the country into regions. And so there's 2 teams from the Seoul area, and the west side has typically had the better of it. West Seoul finishing 1 game ahead of East Seoul in the national tournament. That got in on the hands, and no infield fly called. They can get the out at second base. Heads up play by Andrzej Push after the ball was allowed to drop on the infield. So it's a force out, runners at the corners. That ball was not up long enough, nor was any infielder in control enough for infield fly rule to be called. So Push, the second baseman, able to scurry over and get the out at second base. They literally call him part boy, part monkey because he covers so much ground, so he kind of lived up to his moniker there. Min Seok Bong stands in. They send the runner, little cutoff play, and they will allow Kim to reach second. But so far, you have to say the Czech fundamentals, which is always one of the things you're looking at for a first-time participant, pretty solid. That'll allow Joachim Fate to go from the windup. Well, check that. He'll go from the stretch against Bong. And now steps off, looking at the runners. Runner headed home. They're going to try and get the out. Second run scores. Out is applied. West Seoul decided to trade the run for the out. They get 2 runs here in the first. And Korea out to the early lead. Little pressure on the base paths. 2-0 West Seoul early. Min-Jun Lee, the Korean shortstop, started the rally that put West Seoul, South Korea up 2-0 on the Northwest Czech Republic Little League. Now, reminder, you can find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. Don't forget to use the hashtag LLWS. for Little League World Series of all age groups. Senior League going on this weekend, and day one of the Intermediate World Series. Yes, get your picture taken. 2-0 lead early here for West Seoul, South Korea. And the right-hander Ji-hoon Park can really bring it. He struck out all 3 Czech batters swinging in the first. Matos Loeb came up there ready to hack. He's from Komatov. Most of the players on this team come from Prague, but it is the Northwest Regional Little League. He's from about an hour northwest, up near the border. And he's got some old school taste. Sandy Koufax is the man for Matos Loeb. He's one of their top pitchers as well. And again, we may see just about everybody today. This might be one of those days where you throw everybody 20 to 40 pitches. So 4, 5, and 6 in the 13-player batting order for the Czech Republic here. That's called a strike on the inside corner from Park. And again, over to the left, you can see the light blue jerseys is the team from Pearl City, Hawaii. They were the final qualifiers, had to win 2 games on Thursday to win the West region. And they will play the nightcap. Called strike 3, looking as he throws Loeb at the knees. This is some kind of start. Ji-hoon Park, a power pitcher par excellence. And he has whiffed the first 4. First 3 swinging, and that one looking. Misses outside to the number 5 hitter, Jan Svoboda. They call him Hansa, which is a regular Czech nickname for anybody named Jan, and they have 2 Jans on the team. So he got Hansa, and we'll tell you the fate of the other Jan when he comes up. Pops up the bunt, and it spins foul. And that drops Svoboda into a 2-strike hole. You pull off upset after upset to get to the World Series. Not only do you play the first day, you get the defending international champion, a 2-time world champion, and a pitcher who may be approaching 80 miles an hour. I'm just speculating. Down on strikes again. Ji-hoon Park has it going on. Tremendous consistency with the mechanics. The little glove pat and the heater upstairs. If they want to keep him eligible, this would be the time to take him out. And I believe that is the thinking. So Do-yeon Yi comes from right field, and so this is why. If you go 20 pitches or less, you can pitch tomorrow. And if West Seoul wins, they play tomorrow. So these days of rest will affect how every manager deals with their pitchers every day of this tournament. This is absolutely essential stuff. And you have to know that not only do you have to stay under that threshold, you can finish the batter you're on. And so even though Park got up to 23 pitches by my count, he started that last batter under 20. And so he can pitch tomorrow when the winner of this game will play the team from Brisbane, Australia. The loser of this game doesn't play until Tuesday, but if you're West Seoul, South Korea, you don't expect to be the loser of this game, if we're being Frank, as you get a look at Do Yun Yi. Our graphics department got more information on him than I did, so well done, guys. 5 batters, 5 strikeouts for Park. And I think he only threw 1 breaking ball, so the Australian manager, David West, didn't get much of a read there. And he'll be coming in with 2 outs. So again, this will be part of the tournament. There's a couple of teams who have indicated they would like to see their starter go deep into the game. But most of them are going to be really conscious of these pitch counts. Antonin Tuchel was hacking and chased what could have been ball 1. This guy's only been playing baseball for 18 months. I've never seen somebody improve every day as consistently as he has. But he chases a couple here, and Yi is ahead 0-2. That is off the plate. And by a good margin. Tuchel, the number 6 hitter in the Czech lineup. And it's one of those days with continuous batting order, you may only get up once or twice. Not sure why they needed to look to the dugout to handle the old number 1. Down on strikes, 6 up, 6 sent back to the dugout, and West Seoul pitching is off to a furious start. The Bats will try to keep pace in the bottom of the 2nd. Headed to the bottom of the 2nd at the Intermediate Baseball World Series in Livermore, California. West Seoul, South Korea leads the Northwest Czech Republic Little League 2-0. And it'll be 6, 7, and 8 in the order to face Joachim Fate here in the 2nd. Min Seok Bang was at the plate when Korea elected to steal home and have the runner on 2nd picked off at the same time. Second batter that Fate has hit. And Bang, with a wince, was able to give a wave of no hard feelings to Fate at the same time. Again, he throws the hardest. He's not always sure where it's going to end up, and that time it was the rib cage of Bang. And of course, Korean family names are often said first. We've seen over the years when Korean players come to the United States, they typically westernize that. And all these players did so on their questionnaires. And so that's what we're going with. So when I say Jiho Shin is coming up, the family name is Shin. We definitely could do it the other way around, but we've elected to do what the players do, filling out the questionnaires. So Shin Jiho, or Jiho Shin, stands in there. He was the one who suggested that we do part of the game in Korean because his grandparents will be watching. And I'm sorry to tell his grandparents that I just don't have the skills. That was not on the job application, was speaking Korean. We may get a few words in by the end of the tournament, though. So Bang is aboard here in the 2nd. And quickly ahead, 1-2 is Fate. Had to leap to get the return throw. No carryovers from the team that played here last year for West Seoul. Won the international title convincingly, but lost in the World Championship game to the hosts from Danville. There is one player on the West Seoul team who knows a player, and it's been a teammate of a player who was on last year's squad. That's as far as the connection goes. Not unusual when it's an age group tournament. They're trying to go first to third, and actually headed for 2nd is Shin. 2 runners in scoring position for West Seoul here in the 2nd. Really like that 2-strike approach, taking that to right field. 18 pitches for Fate, so he's got one more batter here if they want to keep him available. And the home plate umpire, Mark Scott, straightening something out there. So Bo Min Jung, see, he's from Suwon. First pitch swinging, and he got under it. The left fielder Mandik coming in, the shortstop Kara goes out. And Andrzej Kara, who they call the professor because everything he does looks like a baseball textbook, makes the grab. He even wears the shades like a pro. That's Andrzej Kara, the unquestioned leader of this group. And for West Seoul, the number 9 hitter, Junhwa Kim. He's also the third baseman at the moment. Again, a reminder, you may get sick of hearing this. We apologize if you do, but it's different. The number 9 hitter is not the bottom of the order. We're going 13 deep on both sides in this one. Michigan, who you'll see tomorrow night, only has 11 players here. You can have anywhere between 10 and 14 players. But they'll all bat. And here, Kim hits a fly out to right. Netushil coming in to make the catch. He'll fire home. In there, safe is Bong with the third Korean run. Pretty good throw from Netushil in right. And Min Seok Bong had to be hustling to dive in there. I mean, Netushil, you're watching this, he goes back. At first you're wondering, is he even going to come up with it? Then he makes the grab, and this is pretty on the money. And actually beat him there. You maybe, if you're a catcher, you can catch the ball a little deeper. It would help you, but at the same time, you have to give the runner a lane. Now, Shin did move to third on the play, so he's 70 feet away. They will go with Joachim Fate past 20 pitches here. Again, if they lose, they don't play until Tuesday, and so that's no problem. As Sung Myung An stands in. Time called. We've had a couple of these where a gate has popped open or a ball's gotten loose on the field or something has caused us to delay. Runner at third, 2 down. West Seoul already out to a 3-0 lead here in the second. Wow. That was what we call a courtesy strike. 3-1 the count now. With the breaking ball. Oh, okay, the scoreboard had it right. Apparently I missed one. It was 2-2. And with the breaking ball, the strikeout for Fate, the Czechs are back to the plate when we come to the third. We head to the third. 3 runs and 3 hits already for West Seoul, South Korea. The latest from Min Seok Bong, who dove home on a sacrifice fly after he was hit by a pitch to begin the Korean half of the second, showing no ill effects in that rib cage. And for the Czech Republic team, it'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up. Again, for years, the Czech Republic has come here. It's always been the South Czech Republic Little League, which used to be known as the South Moravia Little League, as Andrzej Push tries to bunt and comes up empty against Do-yeon Yi. So the South Czech Republic team was 0-10 in their 5 trips to Livermore. This is the first opportunity for the northwest part of the country. There was one other time back in 1997 when a Czech team that wasn't from South Moravia made it to the Junior League World Series in Michigan. But that was not a Prague team. And the count now 1-2 on Push. So a tremendous amount of pride in this group of being the first team from Prague, the Prague region, to make it to the World Series level. Second batter to go down on strikes against Do-Yeon Yi. And Petter Fate will stand in from the left side. Twin brother Joachim is pitching, and we will see Petter pitch in this tournament. This game amounts to a chance for all the international teams to scout Korean pitching. You're not going to get much of a read on the defense other than watching infield and outfield before the game. I can tell you they throw hard. That much is evident without having to check a radar gun. Quickly, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Petter Fate. He said if he won the lottery, he would buy a baseball team, which I did think was better than his twin brother who just said he would buy a car. I mean, you gotta aim big. Petter Fate does aim big. First Czech player to put this one in play, and it's caught by the center fielder Yi-Jun Kim for the second out. So high fives and a smile for Petter Fate. It's not quite buying a baseball team, but fly ball to dead center has the feel of progress about it for the Czechs. And with 2 outs, Matej Štilik stands in. It's from Kladno, which is nearby. The Kladno Miners, one of the 3 teams these players are drawn from. His dad Pavel, one of the coaches. Wow. Do-Yeon Yi with the breaking ball and a beauty. 9 up and 9 down for the Czech Republic. West Seoul, South Korea, back to the plate next. A 3-0 lead for West Seoul, South Korea as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And they are going pitcher by pitcher here. They've struck out 8 of the 9 hitters they've faced. And Sung Hyun Ha, the second baseman, is warming up potentially the 3rd Korean pitcher next inning. As 11, 12, and 13 in the Korean order come to the plate. This is Ji Woo-yu. Big cut to left and a long run for Mondik. But he has it in fair territory for the first out. Mikhail Mondik running it down. And you retired here in the 3rd. This bow at home plate from Yunho Cho. Joachim Fate starting for the Czech Republic. Again, goes in with the fastball. That is off the glove at 3rd. They won't throw, and it's going to be a base hit for Yunho Cho. Hit that hard, and Loeb did well just to get a hand to it, or a glove to it, thankfully. Hand would have been a bad idea. That's how you break a finger. But saw it come off kind of the heel of his glove, and aboard at first is Cho. So it's Yi-Jun Kim, the center fielder, who stands in. The only 12-year-old in this squad. He bunts it third base side, but foul. It's an under 13 tournament. Your age by August 31st is your Little League age for the year. There are 10 12-year-olds in the tournament, and Yi-Jen Kim one of those. Last year we had 3 11-year-olds who were called up from Needville, Texas to play. And they didn't get in a whole lot. They each got in at bat in Needville's games last year. But it's worth noting that they're still playing. The Needville 12-year-olds this year won the East Texas state title and open play in regionals on Thursday. So you can have a little development at the Little League All-Star level. That pitch is called a strike. Mark Scott is liking what in softball they call the river, the space between the edge of the plate and the next batter's box. And it's an 0-2 count on Kim. Real fastball over to his twin brother at first, forcing Cho to dive back in. We saw Korean aggression on the base pass in the first inning. They allowed a runner to get picked off of second, so the runner from third could come in to score. I mean, usually you see Korea get an early lead on teams and they're just crushing the ball and running all over the place. These runs have been manufactured. They scored on a sac fly. They scored on an aggressive base running play. It's a little unusual and speaks to kind of the level of the Czech defense and the pitching of Fate so far. 3-0 West Seoul in the third. Little hesitation there. Nobody going to call him on it. Oh, close play at first. And a safe signal from Wayne Bonington. Two balls and 2 strikes. Fouled at the plate as the runner did go that time. There's no rule on disengagements like the major leagues have, but my sense is West Seoul still figured he wasn't going to throw over again. I like the fist bump, by the way. I don't know if you saw, but Cho, the runner who was just breaking for second, when he came back, got a fist bump from Petter Fate. Yi-Jun Kim spoils another. They'll turn it over to the top of the order. Ha, who you saw warming up at the beginning of the inning, is the on-deck batter, the leadoff man for West Seoul. Yeah, Petter Fate saying, you had him leaning. If you throw it to my glove hand, we can get him. I don't speak Czech, or twin, I'm just guessing. Goes to the plate this time, and it's fouled off. And again, whatever happens, this is a really good outing for the Czechs, for Joachim Fate. And it sets up their pitching for the rest of the tournament to not be exhausted. Ooh, that caught him in the helmet. It was on a breaking ball, and again, the apology immediately accepted. The third hitter that Joachim Fate has hit. Here you look at it, and glancing blow up there. Immediate reaction, though, from both of them, and he says, no problem. Language of baseball. Pitch a little low to Sung-Hyun Ha. Tried to bunt his way on the first time up. Harry Potter fans in every corner of the world. Skies that one foul and out of play. Ha had one of the best places I want to visit of any player filling out a questionnaire, at least one of the most unique. He wants to visit the Santa Claus village in Finland. I don't even really know what that is, but no one else has ever answered that. This is right back to the pitcher Fate. He thought about the double play. He'll take the sure out. And now there are 2 for the inning. So twice Ha has been retired by the Fate twins. I guess you could say the Fates were conspiring against it. I've had a month and a half to work on that material, but honestly, I hadn't planned that. So 2 in scoring position. What a win this would be for Joachim Fate and the Northwest Czech Little League if they could hold Korea scoreless here in the third. It's not going to be easy. Min Jun Lee, the number 2 hitter, hit a rope to left field on a breaking ball in the first. Kim Ha-sung, the most popular Korean player in the majors right now, just judging on our sample size of 13 youngsters from Gyeonggi, the Padres infielder. Almost every guy had him as their favorite American-based player. A lot of them had KBO favorites as well. Checked his swing there, but it did go foul. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. This was a little excuse me. That's coming a little close. And fortunately for Lee, it went foul. Remember, they tried a 2-strike breaking ball in the first, and he hammered it. This is in front of the plate. It's fair, and it's a scoreless inning. Well done from the Northwest Czech Republic Little League. Joachim Fate, 3 great innings for him to keep this tight. West Seoul leads it 3-0 through 3. Headed to the top of the 4th, day 1 of the Intermediate 50-70 World Series with South Korea leading the Czech Republic 3-0. Want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League baseball or softball? Go to playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. That's the Canadian team. That's the true Vancouver Battalion fluorescent pink jersey that we have all been dying to get our hands on. They won't be able to wear those in games, but you better believe they're repping them in the stands. And the Vancouver team, of course, in this international bracket, they will play Navajo, Mexico tomorrow morning in their first action. New pitcher for West Seoul, South Korea, is Sung Hyun Ha. And Hwaseong-si, that just means Hwaseong City, where he's from, is where they hosted the Asia Pacific Championships this year. Teams from all over. That's tapped to the left side. Cut off by the third baseman, Kim. And Mondik retired at first, 1 away. He's only the 2nd Czech player to put the ball in play after the first 2 Korean pitchers struck out 8 out of 9. And so Junhwa Kim made the play over there at third. We'll see him on the mound later in the tournament. Well, we told you there was another Jan on the Czech team. And he's at the plate now. Jan Vick. They just call him John Wick because he likes the movie and it's close enough. And so that way they call the other Jan Hansa. They call Jan Vick just John. And nobody gets confused. You also got to give him credit. His favorite book, Animal Farm. I mean, this is intellectual stuff. I've never seen another Orwell reference, I don't think. Maybe I saw 1984 somewhere. That's called a strike, now 2-1. South Korea leads 3-0, top of the 4th. And that's the outside corner. It's been called both ways. And so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vick is the 11th hitter out of the 13 in the Czech order. Oliver Marani waits on deck. You heard me, 13 hitters in the batting order. Get used to it. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. And the side armor Ha has his first punch out. I mean, what do you think the reaction would be if Ha went back to the dugout with no strikeouts? He would be hearing it from Messrs. Park and Yi. So he gets one. And Oliver Marani stands in, the big fella. 5'10", 165 pounds, the biggest Czech player. Really wants to go to Boston. Big Papi is the reason he got into baseball. His dad, Vincent, an architect. That's what's brought the Marani family, or at least brought Vincent over there. So Oliver is a dual citizen. Skies the breaking ball. It's kind of in the triangle, but it will stay in play for the shortstop Lee, and the third out of the inning. No Czech base runners yet, but they're keeping West Seoul, South Korea tight. It's a 3-0 game in the fourth. Back at the Intermediate Little League World Series, Ji-hoon Park, power pitcher, put that power on display. He faced 5 Czech hitters. He struck them all out. And the velocity was opening some eyes at the same time. What a start to the game. He set the tone for the West Seoul Little League from South Korea. And at the plate, he chops one foul to lead off the Korean fourth. Past the manager Woo Sung Kim down there. Now they're going to face teams that are more experienced at the plate than the Czech Republic. But it was still a very impressive outing from Park. Charlie Puth fan. I want to say Puth was in Korea when he wrote one of his songs, Attention maybe? I don't know if that's what got Ji-hoon Park's attention. That might be a reach, but certainly on the radar. Hits that one hard. What a stop at third by Loeb. He's got the arm, but not in time. And the ball drops as well at the end, so Park is aboard. Great play by Loeb at third, going to his left to spear it. I think it was going to be a hit anyway. So leadoff runner here in the fourth, as Do-Yeon Yi stands in. Started the game in right. He was the second pitcher as they throw through. The ball gets into center, but Park will hold the bag with a stolen base. So Korea not going to be shy on the base pass as Willem Ventura was trying to throw down. Again, they used their base running to bring home a run in the first. Believe that first pitch was a ball. Yi swinging away, and it's going to add a run to the ledger. 4-0 Korea as Yi heads for second with a double. So the first two Korean pitchers show off their credentials at the plate. Park reached on a single, stole second, and Yi doubled him in. Second hit already for Yi. And perfectly placed in the gap, giving him time to get to second. So 4-0 West Seoul here in the fourth. Joachim Fate right at that 50 pitch mark. Runner goes for third. Ventura's throw in time but not held, and the runner is safe. Yi over at third. So I think West Seoul decided to up the base running pressure this inning. Ventura actually handled that pretty well, it looks like. Min-Hoo Kim, the batter. To the right side, he'll get the, no, they throw home, and he's out at the plate. Petter Fate, great pick and throw from first base. Boy, I thought for sure that was to the second baseman, but Fate, way to his right because of the right-handed batter, was able to bring that home for the putout. You can see how far off the line Fate is, and that allowed him to snare that with great reactions and get it home. So many times you see teams come here, it's a step up in a level, it's their first time here, whatever the reason, and they don't take care of things defensively. In the Czech Republic, they haven't made every play, but darn close in this one. That's hit down to third. Low bobbles. Long throw in time. 2 outs as Kim moves up to second base on the play. Right? It's not clean. It's not perfect, but the play's been made. That's the scouting report on Loeb, by the way. They said he would rather die than let a ground ball get by him at third base. And you've already seen that with the dive earlier and with that play right there. Fastball up high to Ji-Ho-Shin, the Korean catcher. Ground ball double to right, his first time up. Timing pick to second, goes into center field. Kim lights out for third. Again, throw is on the money. They're doing what they can. Obviously, the pickoff play got away. And Min-Hoo Kim is 70 feet away. I believe that's the first error of the game here in the bottom of the fourth, which again is quite impressive. Yep, that's confirmed. Now a ball and a strike on Ji-Ho-Shin. Again, really good outing from Joachim Fate for the Northwest Czech Republic Little League today. Just what they needed, even though he's losing 4-0. Excellent block by Vanchura to his right. You could hear Richie Jarošík in the Czech dugout saying, super. Great block by Vanchura to his right. And great work by our crew to have the microphones placed where they are. We hear so much from both sides. It just so happens that in this game, we can't understand most of it. But in the nightcap, we will understand most. Swinging away, 3-1. All right, even in Czech, that a baby comes through pretty clearly. Yeah, our truck brings up a good point. We're gonna have Cajun and Hawaiian as potential language alternatives in the nightcap. Maybe we won't understand it. Here's the 3-2, that's outside, and Shin works a walk. Believe it or not, it's the first walk issued by Joachim Fate. He has hit 3, so it's the 4th free pass. And Richie Jarošík out to the mound. Loved talking to him, loved his story. He was working as an esports consultant, and his charge was better athlete performance. And I'm like, how do you make gamers better? And he's like, no, really, I had to work with what they ate, with their sleep schedule. There was a lot to it. And the mental side of it was a huge part of it. And his full-time job now is with the Czech Baseball Federation. That's a new job within the last year. But he brings a lot of it on the mental side of things to carry over. And the mental work they've done with this Czech group, a lot of it about staying in the present, has been really interesting to hear about. Again, first and third play, they throw through, run down again. Again, the Czechs are looking for the out, and the run scores first. Finally, the out recorded. West Seoul does get another run, but they're keeping them to small numbers. 5-0. West Seoul, South Korea leads the Northwest Czech Republic Little League after 4 full innings. Livermore, California, about an hour east of San Francisco or Oakland. You go over the hills, some great country, and you wind up in Livermore. 13-year-old baseball players coming here since 2013. 10th anniversary tournament. It is obviously the 9th, and you can see all the Czech flags over there on the first base side supporting the team from Prague. Tremendous tournament, though. Great atmosphere. This afternoon, the host District 57 champion Bollinger Canyon played a memorable back-and-forth encounter with the Keystone Little League from Tampa, Florida. Went to 9 innings. That's one reason why we started this game late. We thank you for joining us. West Seoul, the favorites in the international bracket from South Korea, lead the underdogs of underdogs from the Northwest Czech Republic 5-0 as we go to the 5th. And the number 13 hitter in the continuous batting order of the Czech Republic, everybody hits all the time, is Jacob Witten. Fouls that one off. His dad is the vice principal at the British International School in Prague. And Jacob, an American citizen. He's got family in Virginia, we know, watching this. Well, I guess they might have made the trip. I don't know. But if they're watching, big hello. Witten has to be from Chicago because he likes the Bulls, the Cubs, Michael Jordan, and Chris Bryant. So at least someone in the family is from Chicago, even though Prague is home now. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count from the, do we call him sidearmer or submariner? We'll have to see. Witten trying to get on base ahead of the top of the Czech order. This is Sung-hyun Ha. I'm going sidearm. I don't think he really drops down like Chad Bradford. So the sidearmer Ha is the 3rd Korean pitcher. We presume they're going to go to 20 pitches with him as well. That's been the plan, to keep everybody available for tomorrow. Fouled off by Witten as we play in the top of the 5th. The purple jerseys, the Europe-Africa champions, are from the Czech Republic. And they trail 5-0 to the Asia-Pacific regional champions from Seoul, South Korea. No outs in the inning and a full count. And that is only the 2nd one today for the Czech Republic. They have yet to reach base. 9 of their 12 hitters have struck out. But Jacob Witten is aboard. Leadoff walk here in the Prague 5th. Prague, we have a base runner, and that is noteworthy. Again, the Czech Republic has sent teams here before, but it's never been from Prague or this specific northwest region of the country. And so Witten is on, and this is their guy at the plate, Andrzej Kara. And he's chasing a little bit at the sidearm delivery, 0-1. Again, they call him Professor, not because of book learning, but because his baseball play looks like out of the books. And that's well hit to the gap, but well run down as well by Yi-Jun Kim, the center fielder. He was shaded that way. Still had to get on the move to track it down. That's the first out here in the 5th inning. That's 20 pitches for Sung-hyun Ha. And so that's going to be A pitching change for Korea. And Yi-chun Kim, who ran that one down, is on the move. How many different gloves does each guy need to have, by the way? And so there'll be some shifts based off of that. But the new pitcher will be Bo Min Jung. He'll be the 4th South Korean pitcher of the day, and he will take an inherited base runner, but still have the no-hitter intact for the moment. So we're playing in the top of the 5th inning. And you see West Seoul, South Korea, again, always one of the favorites in this tournament, has been held really in check. I mean, look, y'all, if we're talking honestly, I didn't know if this game would go past 4 innings, because there is a 10-run rule and a 15-run rule, and West Seoul has been that dominant at times, right? Their scores in the regionals were 21-1, 11-1, 9-2, so we didn't know how this would come out. The Czech Republic has really turned in a good performance so far in this one. Now they've got their first base runner as they get ready to face Bo Min Jung. And you're guaranteed 2 games here, and everybody who goes 0-2 gets a 3rd game as well that we don't show. And so it's really a fun week of baseball, no matter how you slice it. But right now, they want to get back in the game. And Willem van Schura, their captain, stands in. Runner at first base is Jacob Witten. There's 1 out, top of the 5th. Jung looks bigger than the listed 5'7", by the way. He cuts a tall figure out there on the mound, blue glove and all. Called strike on the outside corner. The winner of this one plays Australia, same time roughly tomorrow, pending extra innings, of course. Loser of this one has a day off and plays Tuesday against either Canada or Mexico. 6-team double elimination bracket on the international side, 6-team double elimination bracket on the U.S. side, and the winners play next Sunday for the title. Breaking ball stays outside. And good at bat here by van Schura. His mom says, his mom's one of the assistant coaches, he's so exhausted from being the captain, she just finds him lying down at home whenever he's not at the ballpark. And every morning he's ready to do it again. Skies this one to center, where it's run down for the 2nd out. So both Kara and van Schura have made good contact here, the 2nd time through the order. And so with 2 outs here in the 5th, it'll be Joachim Fate, the pitcher, at the plate. I did not have Joachim Fate in the pool as the starting pitcher who would go the longest on day 1 of the tournament. Not that we would do a pool on these things, as the count is 0-1. Honestly, I would have picked Tyson Moran, who's going to start for Louisiana tonight. But he's been really what they needed on the mound, throwing strikes when he's not hitting batters, and kept Korea in check. But he is down 0-2 here. Again, we know we don't have the score bug at the moment. We remind you it's 5-0 West Seoul, South Korea in the gold uniforms, leading the Czech Republic in purple. That one is in the perfect spot for the right-hander Jung, and it ends the inning. But the Czech Republic get a base runner, and West Seoul leads it 5-0 here in the 5th.
For Korea in the bottom of the 5th inning.
What a cool day, the opening day of the Intermediate World Series. We call it 50-70. 50 feet from the pitcher's mound to home plate, 70 feet between each base. 13-year-olds playing. These guys were eligible for Williamsport last year. When you're 13, Livermore, California is the goal. And it is a big deal for West Seoul, South Korea, and Prague, Czech Republic to be here. West Seoul leads it 5-0, bottom of the 5th. They add an inning for this extra year, so these are 7-inning games. And Bo Min Jung, who's now the pitcher, leads off the 5th. He was at the plate when West Seoul grabbed a run on the base path last inning. This is Kara, the shortstop. In time at first. The professor gets straight A's for that one. And there's one down in the 5th. Petter Fett doing a yeoman's work at first base as well. There's Professor Kara.
Number 15, Kim Junhwa.
And with one out, Junhwa Kim will bat. Again, you heard the venerable public address announcer here announcing him with Korean name first, Kim Junhwa, with family name first. Players went Western style in their questionnaires, so we followed suit. Junhwa Kim drove in a run with a sac fly in the 2nd. He's a fan of the Doosan Bears in the KBO. Many of us were introduced to during the pandemic. Hit that one to the opposite field. Nettoshil with the grab, and there are 2 away in the 5th. And quickly, Kim realized he needed to go get the bat. Great sight here, the flags up of all the countries represented. Our 3rd game of 4. We hope you'll join us for the nightcap as well. Ascension Parish from Louisiana, the first Cajun team ever to come to the Intermediate Little League World Series, taking on Pearl City, Hawaii. And Hawaiian teams regulars here, but it's the first trip for Pearl City. This is the number 10 hitter, Sang-Myun An, I beg your pardon. Began the game in left field. Everybody's on social media these days, but not everybody can say their dog has their own Instagram handle. Sang-Myung does. His Samoyed has its own feed. Samoyed Pobi with an underscore in there, if you're wondering. P-O-B-I. Strike 3 called. And that's the inning. Almost before any of us realized it, the Czech Republic was going to throw the ball around the horn. No, fellas, you're up. Prague, Czech Republic coming to the plate in the 6th. Korea still leading it 5-0. But Joachim Fate has his 2nd punch out. We head to the 6th, and West Seoul, South Korea has a 5-0 lead on the Northwest Czech Republic Little League from the Prague area. And West Seoul will turn to its 5th pitcher, Yun-Ho Cho, not because they've been ineffective. They're throwing a no-hitter, but because they want to keep everybody available to pitch tomorrow and later in the tournament. Everybody who plays the first day runs the risk of playing every day of the tournament, as Hawaii did last year until they lost in the U.S. title game. Again, the winner of this plays Brisbane North, Australia tomorrow. Loser of this one plays on Tuesday, and both of those will be in this same 3 p.m. Pacific time slot. Matosh Loeb leads it off. Oh, caught that one upstairs, and thankfully he seems to be smiling about it. That's not how I would feel. Second Czech base runner. And that caught a piece of the catcher G03 on the ricochet, and so he winds up getting attention. Loeb was at first saying, I got hit in the head. What are you looking at him for? But this will tell us why. Square in the mask. And Loeb walks away like, yeah, I'm a Komatov legend. Like that didn't do anything to me. And the catcher Shin is the one shaken up. Everything that happens to a catcher basically makes me wince. So they will check him out. And the new catcher, it appears, will be Min-Hoo Kim. I beg your pardon, it was Min-Hoo Kim catching. They had switched catchers on us, I think. That is one of the troubles with the continuous batting orders. It's not quite as obvious when there are position changes, and they are reported, but not quite as obviously as they would have been under the old system. So that was Kim who got hit, and it's the original catcher, G03, here in the sixth.
Next up for the Czech Republic is number 9,
So
Hansa.
we hope Min-Hoo Kim can keep the swelling down and feel better quickly. Czech Republic's thinking about getting on the scoreboard. That one goes to the screen. Loeb heads to second. It's a 5-0 game. We're in the 6th inning. The pitcher, Yunho Cho, has not shown command of the strike zone, and the Czech Republic has its number 5 hitter up. They're thinking rally. I think it might be the catcher's glove that makes these pitchers sound so fast. As soon as Shin came back in, that glove was popping again. If you're wondering, there have been 4 no-hitters thrown in intermediate World Series history. This is the 9th edition. That's up high, runner going for third. Out, and the ball there well in advance, and that was a missed sign. You could see the grimace from Yaroshik, the manager at third. Great throw by Shin. And Loeb out 2-5. What a momentum killer. The pitcher is not throwing strikes, a runner at second, and nobody out, but Shin absolutely textbook. I think he even paused because he had so much time. He's like, why isn't the runner closer to third? And nailed him. There's a little double clutch there, and then the throw is perfect, right low where Kim Jun-hwa could handle it and make the tag. If he throws it to the foul territory side of the bag, he may not get it. There was a 5-inning perfect game way back in 2013, the first year of the tournament, and then there have been a couple of combined no-hitters since. That has been a strike most of the day, and that's why G03 was ready to throw it around the horn. I'm guessing it was low because it certainly was not outside compared to the regular zone. So 3-2 to Svoboda. That's outside. And the third Czech base runner, 2 walks and a hit batter. And if this was a chance for Yunho Cho to get his feet wet, well, I think he's found himself in deeper water than he expected. So the number 6 hitter, Antonin Netushil, stands in, choking up in a big way. Otani is on a lot of people's favorite player column. It doesn't matter what country or region of the world you come from. Netushil's grandfather, Miloslav, 3-time Olympic gymnast for Czechoslovakia, including 4th place team finish in 1968. He fouls this one off. And he had one of the biggest catches of their season in the European final against the Netherlands. With the bases loaded, made a diving catch to keep it a 2-0 game, and they came back to win. Runner's going. This throw is not in time, just under it, and the ball dropped. So it's stolen base for Svoboda. Got a breaking ball to run on. Again, a little double clutch from Shin. I wonder if that's something teams are watching. He gets into throwing position almost instantaneously. That part is very quick, the footwork. But that little glove pat does add a 1/10 or 2 of a second, and that's usually what teams are timing. Netushil down on strikes, and there are 2 away here in the top of the 6th. First strikeout for Cho.
Second baseman, number 7, Andra Push.
And so Andrzej Push, the second baseman, stands in. And it's a good thing he wasn't standing very far in. In fact, he was backing away as fast as he could. And I think that expression is just what's next. But it was time to get out of the way. Top of the 6th, West Seoul has been in control of this one as everybody expected, and that's on both sides of the ledger. But the Czech Republic has gotten to the 6th inning, has stayed within 5 runs, and has a runner in scoring position. Gotta love the shortstop. And we'll confirm it is still Min-Jun Lee, darting in front of the runner as he returned to his position. It's a great shortstop move just to make sure if there's any pickoff play on, as you see Lee running through the signs, or if the pitch is delivered that the runner doesn't have as clear a view as he would like. And there is the pickoff to the second baseman. That's exactly why. And Svoboda was ready for it. Right, that's the move. The shortstop takes the eyes of the runner away so that he doesn't see the pitcher turning to throw. It's a timing play. Now 3 balls and no strikes, and boy are the Czechs wondering what could have been on this inning if it weren't for Loeb being caught stealing it here in the 6th, the first out of the inning, which again, I'm going to go to the bank on saying that's a missed sign. So Push was taking all the way there. 3-1. Petr Fate, left-handed batter, waits on deck. Can the Czech Republic get its first hit? Can they get a run on the board here? Runner on base, another runner headed for third. Runners at the corners, 2 down. for the Northwest Czech Republic Little League. All right, now if you're the Czechs, do you go all out to try and get a run here? Do you go first and third play and try to steal the base and send the runner from third? Or do you say it's 5-0, it's the 6th inning, we only have 4 outs left. Let's play for more than 1 run. It's a really interesting conundrum, and we've talked with Richie Jarosik, the Czech manager, about the mentality of things. And this is an interesting chance for him to set the tone in that regard. Petr Fate fly to center in the 3rd. Remember, he was the first player to put the ball in play after 7 straight strikeouts to start the game. Right now, the take sign may be the order of the moment. This is probably the last hitter for Cho. As you see, the lefty Fate loves Max Fried and the Braves. That looked pretty close to the inside corner, but misses. 2-0. And that one garners the strike call. Korea's led all the way, but the 2nd time through the order, Czech Republic has been much more competitive, albeit against different pitchers. That's a called strike. The runner is going, and they'll just tag him out. 2 caught stealings in the inning, and the Czech Republic comes away with nothing. Give it up for the catcher, Shin. He didn't start the inning behind the plate, but he made sure everyone knew who had the arm. Hats of many colors congregating in Livermore, California for the Intermediate Baseball World Series. West Seoul leads 5-0 here. As we tell you, the Little League Community Heroes Recognition Program helps to honor those dedicated individuals who not only volunteer their time, but contribute in other ways to improve their communities. To learn more or to nominate a community hero, go to littleleague.org/communityheroes. Bottom of the Korean order, 11, 12, and 13 in the order. Stand in here in the bottom of the 6th. Ji Woo Yu. Fly to left his first time up. This guy's one of my favorites. Any question on the questionnaire he didn't want to answer, he just put Chan-ho Park as his answer. Like, what is the meaning of life? Chan-ho Park. He is a revered figure in Korea as one of the breakthrough athletes coming to Major League Baseball. This is grounded to the 2nd baseman, Push, and there's one away here in the 6th. Boy, how about Joachim Fate working into the 6th here? Korean defense with just 1 error in the game, and that was on Fate's pickoff attempt at 2nd where the timing was off. We've seen the mistakes on the base paths last inning, basically running themselves out of what could have been a big inning. First pitch swinging is Yunho Cho. You have to imagine he's a little frustrated. Control was not sharp for him in the top of the 6th, and so he gets a chance to bat here in the bottom. That's Richie Jarosik, the Czech manager. So over 66 pitches, we won't see Joachim Fate. Well, I'm not going to count. We won't see him until Friday, and that's most likely a point at which time the Czechs will have been eliminated. So this is probably his game, and again, he's made it count. He's smiling as he delivers this changeup, called strike 3 with the change. He gets a baby from the dugout, and his 3rd K today. He's getting stronger as he goes.
Number 17, Kim.
The grin on his face as he was getting ready to deliver that was priceless. And he really threw it, right? You could see the changeup. There's a little bit of movement there. And Ventura doesn't catch it, but that's a pitch we've seen called a strike all day. He's ahead of Yi-Jun Kim, 0-1 now. Can he throw a 1-2-3 6th? He's retired 5 in a row. Kim, the 13th and final hitter in the Korean order, hit by a pitch his first time up. Joachim Fate gets to 2 strikes. Y'all, this is such an impressive performance when you know where the Czech Republic came from. He shakes off a couple. What does he want? Is he going to throw another change here? Breaking ball, and he punches him out. Joachim Fate has retired 6 in a row. Walk it off, young man. It's hard to top that. Last ups for the Czech Republic when we come back. Fantastic outing from the Czech starter, Joachim Fate. Yes, 5 runs against him, but he has gone 6 innings, into the 7th if they need him to. Struck out 4, walked 1. He did hit 3, retired the last 6 batters to face him. And he's kept his team in it, while South Korea turns to its 6th pitcher of the day, Sang Myung-an. Dodgers fan, even if he does name Shohei Ohtani as his favorite player. And he tries to close out a no-hitter. 8, 9, and 10 in the Czech order. Petterfate, Stilip, and Mondik to bat here in the 7th. The team from the Northwest Czech Republic Little League in Prague has 4 base runners today. A couple of them have been thrown out stealing, through 3 walks and a hit batter. This is after the first 7 hitters struck out. And now Petterfate ahead 2-0. He was at the plate when Push was caught stealing to end the 7th. Well, that was nice of An to demonstrate his 4-seam fastball grip for us. And you heard it, that was a 4-seam fastball. 2 balls and a strike now to Fate leading off the 7th. So they get 6 pitchers, some experience on the mound today. Now 3 balls and a strike after that missed upstairs. He's swinging away 3-1. Bobbled at second, in time at first for the opening out here in the 7th. I thought Fate had Czech Republic's first hit for a minute there, but Bo Min Jung, now playing second, was able to make the play. So with 1 out, Matej Stilip ducks a low bridge to get ahead in the count. South Korea trying for the 5th no-hitter in Intermediate World Series history. It would be the 3rd thrown by an Asian Pacific team. The 2018 squad turned in a couple. But control problems for their pitching staff is going to concern Woo Sung Kim, the manager. I have no doubt. That team, the 2018 team from West Seoul, was the last one that won the World Championship from Korea through a couple of no-hitters. Those were both of the 4-inning variety. There's never been a 7-inning no-hitter in Intermediate World Series history, though. They've all been 4 or 5 innings. This is back to the mound. 1 out away from a 7-inning combined no-hitter. Should be a pretty cool way to open the tournament for West Seoul. They've been in control since scoring twice in the bottom of the first. They have allowed some base runners here in the latter portion of the game, but they're 1 out away from a no-hitter. And it's Mikhail Mondik up for the Czech Republic. Even he looked back at the umpire to make sure of that call, which was ball 1. No question about that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Assuming the score holds, West Seoul will play tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific against Australia. And the Czech Republic will play Tuesday at 3 o'clock against either Vancouver, Canada, or Navajoa, Mexico. Here, Richie Yaroshik asking for a line drive. Some baseball terms are just the same in most Western languages. Back up the middle. Pitcher underhands. No hitter for West Seoul, South Korea. 7 innings, 21 outs. And they throw a no-hitter on opening day of the tournament. What a start for West Seoul. The bats never really got going the way we expected. They had to manufacture their runs. But boy, were they dominating on the mound. And they go a complete game, 7-inning no-hitter to win it 5-0 and advance to play Australia tomorrow. What a great introduction to both of these teams. South Korea wins it 5-0. Our next game here in the Intermediate 50-70 World Series probably will start in about an hour, 7:30 Pacific time. Pearl City, Hawaii against Ascension Parish, Louisiana. We hope you'll join us here on ESPN+. Same place you've watched this one. Go grab a snack for about an hour, come back. I think it's going to be a great nightcap. 2 of the top teams in the U.S. bracket. In the international bracket, West Seoul joins Mexico with an opening day win. 5-0 win for South Korea. For everyone involved in our broadcast, our terrific crew on site in Livermore, I'm Jonathan Yardley. Thanks for joining us tonight. The final score, West Seoul, South Korea 5, Prague, Czech Republic 0. A 7-inning no-hitter, the first in 50-70 World Series history as South Korea wins it.